Cara Swisher. We have an update on Cara Swisher, who we both had thoughts about.
Love. One of my muses.
Yeah. So she came to middling fame as a tech journalist. I mean, let's be honest. Most people have no idea who she is. As a tech journalist. And I told the audience earlier this week, this story, I know you've seen it, about how she and I were friendly, not necessarily friends, but friendly. And then she just did something so despicable around the death of my sister. While we were still friendly, like it wasn't like there'd been any frost between us. She was such an incredible asshole that I completely changed my opinion of her. And I told that story for the first time because she had once again been attacking me. And she responded to it on Threads by saying, I guess MK discovered I'm an open lesbian. That was her takeaway.
What?
Of course, I knew she was an open lesbian from the moment I met her. By the way, Kara, you're not hiding it. No, it was very clear. I didn't care. Like, what? I don't know what. That was her takeaway. She discovered I'm an open lesbian. And then she went on with the even more despicable Don Lemon. She's one of the people, apparently, who watches those 4 viewers, his YouTube show, and had another comment because he asked her about it. And here it is.
The thing is, I am uncomfortable about the whole thing because I think, I'm like, should we be jocular and pretending?
We're starting on the White House
when
correspondence
things are this serious. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, if I run into some people, I feel like there's going to be a beef, and then it'll be Kara. You know what I mean? Like you could have my back, the two of us, and Megyn Kelly recently insulted me, as she does to you quite often, by the way. Yeah. So you're used to it.
But I insulted her right back now. I'm sick of it.
I know, but I don't even speak to her because I think she's flirting with me. That's what I think is happening here. But that's what my wife said. Stop flirting with wife. Because the things she said were like, she takes the balls of tech people. She goes for the jugular. I'm like, oh, tell me more.
Okay. So she's suggesting that I have some sort of romantic affinity for her. Kara, I'm sorry to break your heart. It's a no. It's a hard no. And if I ever were to embark on a crossover tour on my sexuality, which I haven't in 54 years, it would clearly not be you. It would be like a Jillian Michaels type, like the lipstick lesbian, not you, who looks more like a man, which is, yes, I guess what I'm into, men, but actual men with penises, like my husband. This is a sick person. So just to set the stage again, what an incredible fucker. We were friendly. I liked her. I was nothing but nice to her. She fucking used the death of my sister as this excuse to she crapped on Abby when she said she can't make your podcast because something personal happened. She decided to say, oh, she's afraid of me. And when Abby had to reveal it was because I'd had a death in the family, she didn't reach out to me and say, I'm so sorry. She just said, oh, well, I was only joking about her not wanting to be here. Sorry. And her response to my telling the story is, oh, she finally found out I'm a lesbian and she's attracted to me. There's something wrong with this person.
Well, she's a narcissist. I mean, that's what she's known for in tech, is her deranged narcissism. Like the way that she was talking publicly about your podcast or about the network that you're doing was, I told Megyn about podcasts, and it was this very sort of
I knew nothing about podcasts.
I mean, this is not the first time she's done this. I mean, she has there's this almost position she takes where she invented podcasts, and it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I think that she covered business for so long. I think she really wanted to be one of the business guys, and she never was, and her media company failed. This is what the red chair that she was in, that was from the Recode days.
Yep.
She really wants to cling to this idea that it was this really important thing, and maybe it was briefly, but I see her now as she's just another talking head. And
how is she viewed in the tech industry?
With an eye roll, and she's sort of a buffoon. Should I tell you my Cara Swisher?
Yes.
How I first met Cara? So I met Cara at Peter Thiel's book party. So I was, still am, but was working for Peter at the time. It was over 10 years ago now. And I'm introduced to her from a mutual friend. She's super short. That's the first thing I know. It's she's very small, and she has sunglasses on. Mm-hmm. And we talk about whatever for a moment or two. She looks at me, she's like, "You're really smart. And this was great. You're one of the good ones. We should get coffee." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sure." I'm young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. She is someone who's writing about tech. I'm like, "That's interesting. Sure, Cara. Do you want my email?" And she's like, "I'll find you." And then she walked out. Then that was the last I ever heard of her until years later I was writing, and she attacked me online, but said, he's a good writer though. And I loved that. I felt good about that. She probably won't even remember that, but I will, because I'm a fan.
I mean, she's a very small person, honestly. Like, there's something wrong with her because you don't behave like that. Like,
but don't you need a villain? Like, she gives us
so many.
Yeah, but she's like a fun one. I mean, she's just easy to beat back against. I mean, she's always saying the dumbest things ever.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't think a lot about Cara Swisher, but she comes for me. And how about Don Lemon? Like, and I attacked her back. Okay, guy, I know your 10 little lemon heads really enjoyed it.
I mean, they're jealous. You're killing it, and they know that.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
what
think
it's about.
It's undeserved, and you have the wrong politics. They're all struggling in the media stuff. It's kind of interesting. You and I think anyone who's sort of not on the sort of consensus liberal side of things, it came up in a very difficult environment. It was hard to, first of all, put out an opinion. You were always being attacked. So it was like training under 10x gravity or something when you were giving your opinions. And then to have any kind of media, anything, you had to build it from scratch. And they're used to the machine just sort of feeding them.
Yes.
Now they're outside of that and they're struggling to gain the audience. Cara has a bigger audience than I think Don is really struggling.
Yeah.
And
Don's in the bowl.
And I think that they look at you and they're like, what does she have that I don't have? And it's like, well, a career doing this.
How much time do you have?
Yeah, exactly. And they don't even, that's their real problem, is they don't even understand what they don't have. So
the Chuck Todd podcast, it's the Toddcast. He just left Meet the Press and NBC and launched a podcast and got this long, glowing profile in the New York Times, among other places that promote him. And even after that, what's the latest number, Debbie? He has a following, after, again, glowing in the New York Times, a following of 470 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Not 470,000, not 4,700.
It's so strange because not all of them are like some of them do reasonably well, right? It's like some of them.
Look, I'm sure he'll improve. Oh, he's up to 518. That's my staff and me who were checking it out this morning. Of course, you start slow and then you build over time, but that's unbelievable. He hosted the Meet the Press for how many years? And he just left. It's not like, when I started my podcast, I'd been off the air for almost 3 years, 2+ years. Like, he just left MSNBC and the Sunday show and nothing.
There are two kinds of people in these machines. He is someone it's like he's operating on borrowed magic. He's at an institution and he's benefiting from the brand of that institution. And then you have you had a person like maybe Glenn Greenwald, who, when he left his company and started his Substack, he removed the reason everyone was reading.
That's so true.
And so all of these places, these huge institutions, they have people like this who are, it's like the power law. Everyone is actually tuning in for this or that person. And if they leave, the whole machine is threatened, and those people have never had an easier time now plugging into sort of new, even things like if you're a writer, you have Substack, you can just start right away building a business. They're going to have a really hard time. All these huge giants. And,
yeah. It's a difference between being a platform player, like Don Lemon. Mm-hmm. It's like only reason anybody ever watched him is because he was on CNN.
Yeah,
and they had on CNN. And then I'm afraid the same is true for Chuck Todd, a platform player. And being somebody who has a genuine, powerful connection with their audience. There are a couple people on Fox News who I think could still do it. Definitely Gutfeld could do it. Jesse Waters could do it. But I mean, for the vast majority of news talent, they're platform players. And when they come out into the sharky oceans, they find out it's a lot harder, to make it than it looks. Tariff wars, stubborn inflation, no wonder gold's been routinely hitting all-time highs. In volatile markets like the one we have now, don't sit on the sidelines. You can take control and safeguard your savings. That's why so many are turning to Birch Gold Group. They've helped tens of thousands convert an existing IRA or 401k into one in physical gold. It's time for you to hedge against the economic instability with gold. Text MK to 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation info kit. Text MK to 989898. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews. Birch Gold is there for you. MK to 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.